Welcome back, everyone. Going into the second half, let's talk about the games we have been playing. Zeke, let's start with you.
Yo,
How's
I
Indie Week been going? You played. I remember a bunch of games being played at least last week when you were talking about it. How many did you end up getting to overall, perhaps?
well, sure. Let's see. I ended up getting to 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting to 15, 16, 17. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Like 28-ish. Something like that. 30-ish. Oh, I didn't count the epic ones. Yeah, so like around 30.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Man, that's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games. Zeke plays probably the most games out of anyone I know for sure because of all the indie stuff that he does.
I mean, it's usually like if you're counting the indie days, it's like some games don't last more than 15 minutes because they're horrible or broken.
Right.
But and on indie days, usually I have a hard cutoff at 2 hours. Like I'll play a game for 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to choose the games that I know the name of, and then we can choose the games that you want to bring up and talk about after that. The Pathless I know about because that was, I think, a PS5 launch title or something like that. I would assume this is the PC version of the Pathless, but what did you think about it? How'd it go? Is it good? Is it worth jumping into?
1 second. So many games, so many. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Thank you for pulling that up.
Yeah.
Oh wow, jogging my memory. The Pathless is fucking fantastic. It is a wonderful game. It is very, very well put together. Open world exploration. I said this while I was streaming it and playing it that I would be really excited to see what speedrunners do with it because movement tech in this game is paramount. You start off by dash or pressing the run button, right? And you run around and your stamina bar goes down super fast. And I was like, what is this garbage? And then they're like, all right, shoot those red things. And those red things refill your stamina bar. So basically what you're doing is you're like running, sliding, gliding, flying, but you're shooting constantly to keep your speed up.
Right.
They're basically like just speed boosters. So you fly around, shoot these things. They also, if you can nail the timing and stuff, they keep your elevation up. Because if you like let go of your eagle and you shoot one of the things, you get a little boost up in elevation. So like there's
nice.
little like puzzles like that where you have to like shoot, dash, shoot, dash, shoot, dash to get to certain areas and whatnot. The level design in it is phenomenal in that regard. But one of the really cool things about it is each of the picture like an island continent, but it's broken up into like smaller continents, each or smaller like countries, each controlled by an evil boss thing. Within those, huge amount of exploration to be done. A lot of you have to collect these keys, but there's more of them than needed. So like you can explore the entire area, or you can move on to the next area. And a lot of times when you go to these, like you put on this like detective vision or whatever you want to call it, and it shoots out this blue, everything turns blue, and then the red like glowing, you're like, okay, that's where a key is, or that's where a tower is, or whatever. And you can go over there. And a lot of times when you get there, it's like, oh, it's set up like a puzzle style. Like you have to drag this thing, shoot through this thing, and that kind of stuff. And man, it's really, really well done. I hesitate because of how much, obviously, how much money is behind it. I hesitate to like hesitated to put it into the indie category or indie week.
Yeah.
But I mean, just because it has a lot of money, does it disqualify it from being indie? Like the studio and the publisher like might have a lot of money, but like it's not like a big, huge name that's, I mean, it's recognizable to a lot of people, but not to everyone, kind of a thing. But it's, I mean, What's that?
Who is it? Who's the dev and publisher?
Let me see. Hold on 1 second.
It's Nintendo, and the game is called Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, exactly. No item durability though. I'm sorry. I like everything is new on this PC. I have to find it. It's EGS, right? Does it say that? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah, I think it is.
There we go. Pathless. Okay. Go to the store page. It is it's by the creators of Abzu. That's why it's published
Swimming game.
It's developed by Giant Squid and published by Annapurna. And Annapurna's got tons of great titles under their belt.
They're definitely indie. I'd say that's indie for sure. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's been out for a while. So it released November 12th. So it was right there at the cutoff. I said keep it within 6 months, 6 months. And this, I was like, okay, I'll make it acceptable. And it does not disappoint. Look at this.
Big Dragon.
This is fucking badass. I really, really enjoyed it.
How's the music during things like this? Dude,
it's stellar. Soundtrack, the music, sound design, everything about it is it fits, and the
imagine it was just elevator music, massively inappropriate.
Yeah, if it was the Metallica thing,
actually experimental jazz. It's mostly saxophone and horns.
Yeah,
and
but the sound. One thing I want to say about the sound is that it's really satisfying. I don't know if this is the correct word, but it sounds like when you hit something with the arrow, it gives you that little joy feeling in your brain,
yeah.
You're yeah.
Like the sound that plays when you kill somebody in Overwatch, that.
Yep.
I don't know why that's so satisfying, but it is.
Yeah, it's really well done.
Slowly sinking back in. That's like Overwatch.
It's just like that game Overwatch that I played. Wait, oh my gosh!
God, I'd love to hear that again.
I should reinstall.
It's
Overwatch,
like our Discord conversations here, Sam. We gotta stop. We're not doing it. We're not playing Overwatch, Sam. Stop
No, me neither.
Anyways,
maybe next week.
No,
it is on the pricier side for the games I'm used to playing, but you can see why. It's full price $39.99. It's on sale right now for $31.99. So it's on, but honestly, even after playing it for 2 hours, if it has any sort of content I think it has, it's totally worth it. It's a beautiful game all the way around.
$31.99. Is that what's the average price of a game in the US right now? Like retail, a AAA game comes out, what is $60 or something, or is it more?
Yeah, triple.
It's getting to 70
or
now.
more.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah. And then indies are generally around 20 to 30.
Yeah,
20 to 30. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, depending on how indie you want to go. I'm used to paying. I would say a good median for indie is between 10 and 25.
Yeah,
that's what you usually pay. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep. This looks cool. Yep.
Yeah, it does look really cool, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I'm impressed. Looks nice.
I think. Did you get in any of the other environments? Because I think they have snow environments and a desert environment and shit like that as well. It's not just the foresty thing here, or am I wrong about that?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not get to any other. I beat one boss and saw another one.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Looks good. Is this available on Steam, or is it only through the Epic Game Store?
Pretty sure it's EGS only, but let me make sure.
Okay. While you're doing that, I will pull up.
Yeah.
Choose another game.
It's EGS.
Thing. Okay. Cool. Where there was another thing that I saw. Fuck. Where did it go? Where the hell? God damn it. Nuts. The Rami's friend game. Nuts. Let's talk about Nuts.
Funny that you said I had my finger right on it.
Whoa, we're talking about Nuts?
Yeah, we're talking about Nuts right now. Nuts.
Yeah.
By some people there. It said. How was Nuts?
It's good, dude. I was like, I'm not sure with the color scheme and stuff like that. and the idea of like squirrel surveillance, but man, it was pretty goddamn good. The thing that really keeps it going, or that keeps you going playing it, is that it's the mystery of it. The mystery of it gets explained to you, like, why are we surveilling squirrels? Because some faceless benefactor gave us money to do it. And we don't know why, but we're getting all this money, and here you are. Go take a video camera and see what these squirrels are up to. So the first missions basically are, all right, you get one camera on a tripod. And the person, you don't ever see like another person's face. She calls you on the phone from your trailer, and she goes, "Hey, listen, there's this squirrel that we want to surveil. I know, weird, right? We're getting money for this. I don't know why, but go out there. We had a sighting. Set up your camera." So she faxes you a picture of the tree,
Right,
with a squirrel on it, where the squirrel, and you're supposed to find out where the squirrel came from, like find its home, find its stash.
It's like Phasmophobia, but with squirrels instead of ghosts.
Well, there's no like. I don't feel any sort of dread. I feel like I feel wonder. I feel like confusion, maybe.
Have you ever been attacked by a squirrel before, though? Like they're
Good point. I have not.
True story. Hand to God, I've been bit by a squirrel.
Okay, that's too much for me. I'm kind of scared of them. The same way I kind of feel about cats that maybe aren't my cat. Like they're too unpredictable. Like they're small, they're fast. Like get out of here.
Do you have a fear of squirrels, Sips? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Not overly, but I don't trust them either, and I can see why people would want to.
As well, you shouldn't.
This is like when I was young, I watched Squirrelophobia, and ever since then, I just can't handle it.
Squirrel.
I watched the Hitchcock film Squirrels.
I'm triggered.
Yeah. You gotta watch out for them.
Triggering me.
Did you have to get like a rabies shot and everything, Co, when you got bit by the squirrel?
I did. Yeah, we had to actually freeze the squirrel. A squirrel fell out of a tree and hurt his back, so it wasn't really moving. So little kid me, I was like, oh, let me try to feed it. So I'm like holding up like an acorn to its mouth or something, and I was like, are you alive, little guy? And he just pushed it out and just sunk. Dude, they have big ass teeth.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Acorns.
Yeah, they do.
Right?
Just right into each top and bottom of my thumb, just right down on my thumb.
Oh.
Of course, I was like panicking and flipping out and everything. So my dad just comes out and he puts it with a glove. He picks up the squirrel. He just walks the squirrel inside, puts it right in the freezer.
Oh my gosh!
We're gonna have to get this checked out. Get ready to go to the hospital.
That's. Oh my God!
Jeez.
Yep.
That's nuts. Z?
Yeah, but you don't feel that.
Yes.
You don't feel any fear or anything. You just feel like, I want to figure this shit out. And it's a bit like Firewatch, where you're out solitary, out in the middle of nowhere, like only one person is talking to you. And then you go about your business. And the gist is, for the first part of it, because I only played it for a couple hours, but the gist is you set up a camera to where you think the squirrel is going, because you see like a little bit of it. Like, okay, I'm gonna put a camera on the tree where we know it's at. And then you go back to your trailer, you hit the record button on your setup, and then it goes night. Like night 1, night 2, whatever night you're on. And then you wake up in the morning and you hit rewind on the tape of the recording. And then you see where the squirrel like jumps off the tree, runs this way, but out of frame. So then you have to take your camera, set it up again to where you think that path of the squirrel went. And you keep doing that.
Oh my God.
You come back to the trailer, hit record again, night 3.
I'm buying this right now.
Then you see like, oh, it went that way. Oh, but then it went under a rock or it went behind a tree or something.
I love games like this.
Yeah.
Nuts.
And then you do that until you find like, you actually, during the day when you're going to set up another camera, you actually set it up and you look and you find the stash. You find the nuts and acorns and stuff like in this little rock den or whatever. And then you take a picture of it and you fax it to the lady who's talking to you. And as you progress, you get 2 cameras and then eventually 3 cameras to set up to make it easier and stuff. And then the part where I kind of left off, and if it, like it really intrigued me because you set up you follow the squirrel, and then you finally get to this point where you set up a camera and you see like this squirrel stop in this little clearing of trees, and then two other squirrels come up and stop. They seemingly talk for a couple of minutes, and then they all disperse.
Well, they can. And you're like, they must be able to.
Exactly, and that's the mystery of it. Because then the lady calls you up. And she goes, "You got to find out where those other two squirrels came from." And then you set up cameras to find that shit, and it's a really cool mystery. It's a really chill game, and the color scheme changes from mission to mission. So like the first mission, you have one camera, you got to find out one squirrel stash. And then she calls you up and goes, "Good job on that mission. I'll call you with your next one." Day goes tonight, you come back, she calls you. All right, wow. Next mission, you get another camera, and then it goes, see, it changes from green to purple. That's always bichromatic or trichromatic if you count the cream, like whitish background.
Yep.
Real talk, Zeke. Did the coloring, like, I like the concept of this game. It sounds kind of interesting. However, I do have, like, just full disclosure, I have Firewatch PTSD, so I would hate to play a game like this for 9 hours, and then at the end, the girl's like, they're just squirrels. Like, that's all they are. They're just squirrels. That's all, and they're doing squirrel things. But after seemingly being interesting. But here's the thing. One thing that's kind of turned me off about this game, and I've actually watched a couple of people play it. I have a hard time looking at it. Like, I don't know if it's just like the colors or like after a while of playing it, did that get easier? Did you like it? But I don't know, man. Like, I'm not a fan of the like crazy weird color styles, especially the bright color.
It's part of the reason
Obra Dinn a little bit.
It's part of the reason why I couldn't go back to Obra Dinn. This doesn't bother me. Obra Dinn did.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't know why.
Obra Dinn is.
Yeah, I didn't mind Obra Dinn.
Yeah, it's weird. No, yeah. This reminds me a lot of same sort of like style, but more color. Obra Dinn didn't really have any color, did it?
This one is like a little bit more all like washed, whereas Obra Dinn was like stippled and like
yeah.
That one didn't agree with my eyes. This one was fine for me. But I didn't because it was fine. I didn't fuck around with the color settings. So I'm not sure how many options you have for that, but I would hope there's a few.
Sure.
But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It surprised me, like how much I was like, oh shit, okay. So we got the squirrel jumping up, and you see that tent up there. There's there's something with that tent that happens, and you're like, what the fuck? Oh
man.
Okay.
This is a good one. I like having games like this in between like big, like I feel like this is a game that I would just plow through in maybe a day or two, and it's just like a nice like in between like bigger stuff sort of thing. I love stuff like this.
Hey Zeke, is it enough of a hook to get you back, you think?
Yes, definitely. There was a couple games that I played throughout the week that I definitely want to go back to. Nuts is one of them. Another one is one that was suggested to be my Bike Man, Buddy Simulator 1984, which I'll probably be playing tomorrow.
Nice.
But yes, definitely. I could definitely see myself going back to this. It is Due Diligence. It is developed by, this is the name of the dev team, and they're all just names. June, Pol, Much, Char, and Torfi. That's the name of the developers. And then published by Noodle Cake.
How
refunded.
How
it's $19.99 on Steam.
I remember, was it Rami who was talking about the lead dev was like super nervous and stuff? I wonder how it sold and everything.
Let's see.
Well, it has 160 reviews, very positive in 20 days. So if that's anything to kind of gauge.
It says...
Oh, you can actually see how many they sold?
Somewhat. I think it's loose. According to Steam Spy, it has the range is 0 to 20,000 owners. So I don't know like what's deemed as a success for this.
Yeah, success is it's very subjective.
Yeah.
Like streaming.
Yeah.
That's cool though. Like it's the kind of thing where you made it sound a lot more interesting than I thought it was, Zeke. And if that's actually leading somewhere, I think I could have a really good time with this game. Like I actually ended up just buying it. But I'm kind of interested to hear your thoughts on it after
that kind of game, yeah.
To be honest. Like I like Firewatch. I loved playing Firewatch, and I had a great time in Firewatch until about like 80 to 90% through it. It was awesome, and then I got to the end, and I was just like, the end. Spoilers. If you haven't played Firewatch yet, wait until I put my hand down mute. The end of Firewatch was so bad it made me hate the rest of the game.
See, I agree to a point. I didn't think the ending was that great, but honestly, the rest of the game was so good that I didn't care. Like
yeah,
I relished the experience so much that the ending just didn't faze me at all. I was just I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I was super plugged into that game. The thing, it's funny, Sips, because I think the issue with me was that I was having so much fun that it actually bothered me when I got to the point where I realized what was going on. Like I was like, oh, yeah. I had built up so many expectations and like ideas about what could be going on, and then it actually happened. I was just so deflated. I was like,
I was going crazy out there.
I know, right?
I didn't know what was going on. I loved it though, man.
I was like, I can't wait to see where this goes. And the game's like, guess what? Nowhere. And it's like,
yeah.
I was okay with that. Yeah, I could see totally why. I 100% see your point of view there, though, Co, in terms of being upset about that. But
I've been watching kind of related. I've been watching True Detective season 3 off the back of loving True Detective season 1. I don't know if you guys have watched it.
Yeah, season 1's incredible.
Season 1 was great, but I felt the same. The ending of season 1, every scene, shot for shot, all the way up until the last 10 minutes of season 1 were amazing, and then I was kind of disappointed with the ending. I just thought it didn't fit that well personally. But again, I was like, I didn't care because the rest of the season was so good. It just didn't matter. I was just like, man, that was great. You know what I mean? And Firewatch is the same. I can't say season 3, I'm not done yet, but so far the lead up has been pretty nice. Like
season 1's like as a season is probably one of my favorite TV things. Up there with like best of all time for sure.
Yeah.
Some games are very journey before destination. Like a game I'm playing right now, Graveyard Keeper, is the same way. One of the most underwhelming endings I've ever experienced in a game. But the game's a lot of fun. Like it's a great game to play.
I wanted to love that game so much, but it was one of those games where it was just like the inventory management. You just had so much stuff constantly that did nothing, and it drove me mad. I just could not enjoy the game. I was just like, I'm trying to pick this up. Oh, I've got like 3 cloves in my inventory, so it's full, and I can't pick up this new thing. So I have to, meander back to some place where I can stash stuff, and it was just like, it was too much like hard work for me. I don't know. Maybe I've heard that it's been updated a lot and maybe it's better, but I struggled with that one. Again, I wanted to love it so much. Like it had the Stardew feel to it. The graphics were really nice and everything. I love the idea and everything, but I don't know. There's just mechanics that were just so clunky. It just ruined it for me.
Yeah. Did you play it when it came out?
Yeah. More or less. Like a couple of months after it came out, I think.
We could, JP and I transition into a quick Graveyard Keeper thing.
Yeah, we'll jump back because I do want to hear about Buddy Simulator. But yeah, let's
absolutely. Just super quick, because I'll keep it short because I know we have a lot more with Zeke.
Sure.
Graveyard Keeper, I played it when it came out. I had a good time, but it was super busy work, exactly like Sips is saying.
Okay.
However, and this is what I will say: if you or anyone has played Graveyard Keeper back in the day and is interested in like getting it to a little point where it's a little bit easier, there have been 3 DLCs for it now. Game of Crones, Stranger Sins, and another free one that I don't know the name of. But here's what's badass. Now, they've kind of taken that whole tedious thing and spun it on its head, because instead of burning bodies like you have in the past, you can now turn them into zombies. And zombies can be used to do almost everything in the game that you do. They can cut wood for you, move the wood to your base. You can then put them on the wood cutter, and it'll cut the wood for you. Like they can grow your crops, they can do your wine, they can move anything between any location. Like they've basically put in a way that lets you take corpses, turn them into zombies, and use them to do almost all the tedious stuff. There is still a lot of the tedious inventory management, so that's still there. But there's like 3 big new storylines. There's a tavern to manage now. There's a refugee camp with its own storyline and stuff. They've fixed a whole bunch of things, like the skill trees almost all work now. A lot of bug fixes, like Breaking Dead is what it's called. So Breaking Dead, Game of Thrones, and Stranger Sins. Nice.
Right.
But yeah, it's gotten a huge amount better in terms of not only QOL but like just general content. It's definitely worth revisiting if you liked it.
I'll have to check it out again then, because like I said, I really wanted to like it, but it just felt so clunky, like it ruined it for me, sort of thing at first. But if it's better now, I will try it again, because it ticks so many boxes for me, this game, but I just couldn't get past the frustrations, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, also cool QL stuff. You go to the inn for the very first time for super cheap. You buy a teleport stone. Every 30 seconds, you can right click it on it and basically teleport like nearly anywhere in the world. Just instantly.
That's great. Yeah, that's good.
Like it's just, I think they just kind of threw like everything else to the wind, and they just said, we're going to try to make this kind of as fun as we can, in how it is. And yeah, with all the new DLC and stuff, you're constantly doing things. Like, as somebody with ADD, I'm having a hard time playing this game because I always have like a 5 deep list of things I want to do, or people I need to talk to, or things I want to build, and it's been really fun revisiting it. So
yeah,
that's great. Cool.
There you go.
Man, it's a
now I want to hear about.
It looks...
Oh, for sure, dude. I want to hear about Buddy Simulator 2. I don't even know what that is. What is that?
Yeah, what's Buddy Simulator 2? Zeke.
Well, I don't. I can only give you what I know so far. It's one of those mystery games where you're kind of not sure. It seems it's ominous. It seems a little sinister, but you start up this program, and it's like 1984 is the year kind of it was set in. So you're playing like on a old green monitor or whatever. You actually tell the AI like. The AI is like, let's get to know each other first. What's your favorite color? And, it just knows the basics. So you can't just say like, sepia or whatever. You have like red, green, yellow, blah, blah. So I said red, and it was like, okay. And then it changed all the text to red. It's like, you like this color. Here you go. So all the text is now red. And it's like, okay, what is your favorite animal? And then you say your favorite animal, blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, let's play a game together. So you have like 3 games to play. You have Hangman, Rock, Paper, Scissors, and Guess the Number. And once you play all 3 of those games, the AI goes, okay, I think I found something that we can play together, but we have to restart. Is that okay with you? And you're like, okay, sure. So the game shuts off. It goes, it just Alt F4s itself. And then you reboot up the game, and the AI is like, here it is. Look. It's the new game I found, and it's basically a text-based adventure game. Like, you find yourself here. Like, go to house. All right, you see a playground, a shed, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, go to shed. The open shed. Shed door is locked, so you have to find keys and that kind of stuff. But it's I didn't get too far into it, which is why I want to continue it tomorrow. But it seems like it's going to get, like, it gives me a little bit of a Doki Doki kind of a feel to it. It's like this innocuous thing that feels like it's gonna turn icky at some point. Like it's gonna turn evil or something like that. And if Bike Man loved it, like he's got good taste. We have similar kind of sense of humor and whatnot. So I'm excited to see like where this goes. But it's all just mostly just text-based, text on a screen. It gets some a little bit more graphical, but not much. Remember Cannon Fodder on the Apple IIe? That old game?
Yeah, Cannon.
There it is, right there. Never mind. Okay, there it is. That's about as much as the graphical quality that I've gotten to so far.
Dang.
This is like what you get. And people were saying it actually not Cannon Fodder. It was like a colorless Undertale.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it feels like this AI might be lonely, and he might try to keep you where you are, or like do something, untoward. I don't know. I'm excited to unravel the mystery. But that's why I want to go back to it.
All right, that's Buddy Simulator. Yep. What does Buddy Simulator cost, Zeke? If you have it,
Buddy Simulator is right.
$150.
It is. You can actually. I'm so glad more people, more game companies, developers, publishers, whatever, doing this. You can download a demo right now, free demo. And it is $9.99 on Steam on sale right now for $8.99.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, good stuff.
By Not a Sailor, developed and published by Not a Sailor Studios.
Cool. Let's talk Little Nightmares 2. I think Co played this as well. Did you not, Co?
I did.
Okay.
Oh, good. Okay.
I was gonna ask you guys about this because I hear a lot of people talking about it, but I have not played it. I hear it's good.
The first one was, I think both of them liked it, so I'm curious to see if that trends into the second one. Little Nightmares 2, Zeke, what'd you think?
Man, it is fucking fantastic. This is one of those games that you can tell like someone had a vision for it for the first one, and then like got money, and they're like, all right, now the second one we're gonna nail it. Like we're gonna get exactly what we want, and they did. Everything fits together perfectly. It's like a Tim Burton movie, you know, like every single part of a Tim Burton movie he touched. Like he was like, I want the music like this, I want the sound like that, I want the visuals like this, camera goes like this. You know, it feels like it was like maybe one or two people's vision, and it just came together so beautifully. Everything works in harmony. It gives you an appropriately creepy vibe at times. And it plays, I mean, it's a little, it reminded me a little of like Coraline. Because you're not playing a fantastical creature or anything, but you are like, it seems like you're a child, but you're shorter than a child would be, like comparatively to like the toilet and the bed and stuff. Like a child would be twice this size. So you're not quite sure. Everything is exaggerated, but it is Little Nightmares. So like as a child, everything seems bigger to you. Maybe, I don't know, but God damn, I can't say enough like great things about this. Everything works together in such conjunction that it's a beautiful thing to behold. The one thing I will say that I wasn't, that kind of frustrated me at times, was it's not built to be like super crispy control wise. It's a little floaty. It's a little like, you know, it's not like you can do like a stop on a dime and do a heel turn, you know. It's kind of roundabout and stuff. And there's certain parts of it that you kind of want that be the case. And it's just not, it gets kind of frustrating, but it's very, very minor. Like it's like I had to find something to complain about, and that's it. Like very minor complaint. Other than that, man, it's like playing a stop motion movie. It's fucking beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks incredible. The animation, everything, graphics, like it looks nuts.
Did you ever play the first one, Sips?
No. Is this like a console game, or is this on PC as well? It must be on PC.
I think both.
Right? I've just seen it on Steam, yeah.
I think it's on both, yeah.
Yeah. No, I never played it, no. It's not usually my kind of game, but like I mean, I'd be up for trying it if you recommend it.
Yeah. Co, do you echo everything Zeke was saying?
Yes. The controls very much are marionette-y, where some games you feel like you have direct control over the thing or person you're playing. Other games, kind of like early Assassin's Creed games, feel like you're just a puppeteer and you're kind of telling the character where to go, and then the character kind of moves around in the game world, so you get that kind of floaty feeling instead of like I'm actually this character feeling. Completely get it. And I agree with him. There's one key word of Little Nightmares 2, and I feel like that it's also the word for Little Nightmares 1. And I feel like it's a very all-encompassing term, and that's presentation. I echo everything that Zeke said. Like, it really does feel like a massive vision from beginning to end that somebody is wanting to control to make you like get the most impact out of it. Also, one thing that I really wanted to focus on is the sound design and a lot of the ways that it kind of uses ambience and the sounds to really draw you into the game were phenomenal. Funny enough, now that I'm thinking about it, and Zeke, I'd like to hear your opinion on this. Since Sips has not played 1, I'd almost recommend playing 2 and then 1 for a few reasons. just because I think it could lead to some interesting things there. But at the same time, there's also really good reasons to play 1 then 2 in that order as well. So it's kind of hard either way. That being said, I think that both games, this is a great continuation of Little Nightmares 1. It had everything that the first one did, and I even feel in many ways it kind of won up the presentation in a lot of ways. And yeah, I enjoyed it from beginning to end, no question.
Yeah, I think you can play them. I think you can play them in either order. They have some connections, but they are not. Like, there's no dialogue in the game, or is there? I don't remember. There's no dialogue in the game, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so. There's noises.
Barely.
There's human noises and stuff, but there's no like talking. But they're both encapsulated stories. They're both like beginning, middle, end, and you don't absolutely need to play one to understand the other. There is light connection, but it's not detrimental to the enjoyment. I don't think. But yeah, much like Yakuza 0, like if you want to start with the better one, and if you liked it, there's going to be some enjoyment for the ones that you play after that.
Right.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I might give it a go. It looks interesting. Like
it's not terribly long either.
The style of it and everything is really impressive. Like it looks good.
Yeah.
How long did it take you, Zeke?
It took me on Steam. It says 8.7 hours. So a normal person like 6, maybe 5 or 6.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah, it is. You can play a demo. Another one of those games that has a free demo on Steam. You can download a free demo. Right. It is on the pricier side for a smaller, less hour game. It's $30. But for what you see, like the experience of it, I don't know, man. I got my money's worth. I loved it.
For sure.
It is developed by Tarsier Studios and published by Bandai Namco. Mm-hmm. That's what I said.
Bando.
I think
Bandai Namco. Yeah.
By the way, also quick note: if you don't get it in the course of the game, I highly recommend at the end of 2 there is a secret ending. And I definitely, if you're interested in the world and stuff, definitely check that out on YouTube if you don't see it in the game. It involves basically just getting a lot of collectibles that are very easy to miss. So I ended up YouTubing it at the end of the playthrough. I definitely strongly recommend doing that if you play it.
Cool.
Nice.
Oh, and it is for anyone asking, it is single player. If you wanted to know, so I know I saw a couple of people asking.
Is there a co-op for Little Nightmares 2, or is it only single player? Huh?
Single player only. There are times when you would think
Steam
it's
tag.
co-op.
Yeah. Steam tag says single player.
Oh,
it's definitely single player.
Okay, gotcha. For some reason, maybe I got confused by the Steam tag, or maybe I remember that game specifically because I thought it was like a multiplayer version of Little Nightmares, but
there was gameplay, I think, in some of the previews where it showed 2 people running around next to each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
right on their store page, with the Little Nightmares 2, along with all the 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, the images of 2 people.
That too.
Holding hands.
That could probably help too.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Real quick, because I know that Zeke and Co were curious about this, or at least Co stopped by the channel was curious about this. I played a bunch of Persona 5 Strikers. The game's really good.
Now, did you start on hard?
I did start on hard.
That a lot recently, right?
Yeah, tell me about this.
Yeah, I started on hard and moved to normal after, I think it was day 3 that I switched it to normal. I have now actually been thinking about going back to hard. It was one of those things where the game starts off and there's like, if I can, let me just show the combat stuff.
It's really fast, man.
It's fast.
I was watching you fight some dude, and oh my lord, your character was like constantly getting to 1 hit point. Things were like 4 things would happen in the quarter of 3 seconds. Like, my lord.
So this is like the default screen here. Once we get into a combat here pretty soon, it's very busy, and until you know what's happening in the fight, you're just inundated with like too much information. Like I was just completely overloaded. And on hard, it's the type of thing where like it's hard. Like you'll get one shot by an enemy's random move. And it's in essence, it is a Muso game. It's a Dynasty Warriors game, right? Like it's Dynasty Warriors Persona. Funny enough, it's actually, I think I saw this confirmed. It's the highest reviewed Muso game of all time. So take that for what it's worth. And I don't like Dynasty Warrior style games. I absolutely adore this game. I would even go as far as to say that for my interest, I think this is a better way to explore the Persona universe compared to the turn-based RPG. Because it's like, it's so gameplay focused. They remove the social aspects of Persona 5. And while I don't think that is a bad aspect of Persona 5, there are times where it's like, this is going on a little bit long. Like I kind of just want to, get through this and get back to the action. This is just like fighting, story, fighting, story, fighting. It just like constantly goes back and forth. And it never really, at least so far, I'm on the like second equivalent of a palace without spoiling. And so far it has not overstayed its welcome in one of the other. Like it's got a really good balance to it. Every character is different. You can play every single character. It's kind of like your main character. The AI is like not really that talented, but they're okay. And the best part about the game, just like I think the best part about the base game, the music. They've done all of the music and remixed all of the music to match a fast-paced beat-em-up style game. And so like the track You Never See It Coming is faster with like a double bass pedal thing, and it is remarkable. It is a better version of that song for my interest. And anytime that it like starts in a fight, I just kind of like lean over and just like turn the volume up a little bit and just like, all right, let's get into this. And all the music is 10 out of 10. There's a couple new tracks that are also good. But like that remix so far is incredible. There's the ambush mechanic. That stuff still exists. So you can ambush mobs, and just like the base game, if you don't ambush mobs, the fights are extremely more difficult because of that. So it kind of is in your interest to do that. All the same voice acting's there. I feel like more of it is voice acted. I've only had maybe, in the 12 hours that I've played it, I've had, I don't know, I can count probably on one hand how many times there's been lines that are not voice acted at this point. I will say that because this was recorded in the age of COVID, it definitely has a lot of like professional home audio solutions. And so every once in a while, there will be a line that's like, that sounded kind of like it was recorded in
a closet. Done in a bathroom.
Yeah, or a bathroom or a closet or something like that. That said, the localization and just the writing is hilarious. Like I've had a few just like laugh out loud moments, not because of the absurdity, but just because like it's well done voice acting, and the writing is very, very good. Story wise, to generalize it, the entire game is about simps. And they actually say the word simp in the game, which is hilarious to me. But that is like, it is the effects of symptom, and what that does and how that could be bad, in society. And I think that's fucking hilarious. All of the personas that you come to know and enjoy, in terms of the actual things that you can use to fight with are there. Fusion is there. I don't think every persona is in the game because the game just can't support that, but you're fighting like, the same personas that you would in the base game, but like times 100 a lot of times. So it's a little bit weird in that regard. Zeke, what's the face at?
Are you forced to play as that character?
No, I was just trying it out.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do all the characters dress up as cats? Like, is that a thing in the game?
And he's to be fair, Sips, he's a fox. Okay. He's
Sorry,
a fox. Yeah.
my bad.
That's,
my bad.
That's actually fox. Yeah. Here's Haru.
No.
She is Black
No,
Noir. So
yeah, their personas are based on large characters from fiction or myth or
Right.
stuff like that.
Is it more like anime based, or is
Yes.
it stuff that I might know? Okay.
Well,
So,
no.
like,
Some of
I
it,
would
some of
just
it
be lost.
might be
No,
familiar
it's
to you.
historical.
Sorry.
It's like anime and historical.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the game itself, but no, it's
right.
historical stuff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is where we started watching BlizzCon. This is Friday. That's right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Like what questions, I guess, about the game have I not answered for you, Zeke or Co, in terms of if you were one to jump in? Because I think this game's fucking fantastic and loving every second of it. It's more Persona. It continues right after the baseline Persona 5 game. It is a true sequel. So if you haven't played Persona 5, you can jump in, but like it has all the characters from Persona 5 in it right out of the gate. So you're going to be real confused because they mention storylines and things that happened in that base game. And if you don't have
I
context,
see a new one. Is that new character introduced?
Is this a joke or are you talking about a new character? Actually, I'm trying to see if
maybe
you're talking about Haru or not.
I'm talking about
there's
Sophia.
a new character, the girl with the pigtails that are hearts.
Oh yeah, Sophie. Yes.
Sophie. There you go.
It's dumb because her name is Sophia, but her like call sign or whatever is Sophie. So
No one will ever know.
Yeah. Well,
That's great.
She's cool. I'm not going to say anything else about her because it is a spoiler in terms of how she's connected to the game. But yeah, she's cool.
Okay.
She uses yo-yos. That's her attack. And she's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
I think there might also be other new characters in that regard. I have not really seen, but it follows the same like formula that Persona 5 does. So.
Yeah, I had a question. Do you collect and or use and combine personas and stuff?
Yep.
Like, is that okay?
Yeah, right here you're seeing me get my ass kicked on hard because it's fucking hard. So right there. So if you hold down
By
R1,
a unicorn as well. That unicorn. Oh no, it's not really a unicorn.
Yeah, I think that's named bicorn, so it's a bicorn.
Right, okay.
But yeah, if you hold down R1, Zeke, it like pops up the persona, and there are mobs that are weak to that persona. That are weak to wind or whatever.
Okay.
The boss fights are like
How,
where you can understand all that stuff, but I don't want to show any of them.
For somebody who I don't know anything about these games, like how did you guys get into playing any of these games? Like what was was it just like, oh, this looks crazy, I'm gonna try it? Or was it like based on like, did you read something like to do with it? Or like how does somebody like get into this game particularly?
Yeah, I think chat has a lot to do with it.
Recommendations.
For me, I had played Persona.
Just recommendations.
For me, it was like they are just like Final Fantasy is like one avenue of JRPGs. Another avenue is Persona games, and they've been around since, I don't know, late.
So
late
JRPGs
90s.
Are they still more or less like the classic Final Fantasy games, or have they evolved a lot since? No, not really.
At its core, yes, but I think like every franchise has like their own niche. Like Persona's thing is that every Persona game has like, you know how Final Fantasies have like the same summons? Every Persona game has the same personas in them, sometimes new ones as well. And those are kind of like the core combat mechanic in the sense of like Jack Frost always exists and he always has, ice spells and that type of shit. And so that's always the same. But Persona games, I think, have like, at least for me, I can't speak for Zeke and Co. They have like a style to them that is unique to every outside of every other JRPG, and like that style carries over in the art style and in the music, and that's why I enjoy it so much, is because it is such of a like high caliber that I enjoy, and so that's why I'm drawn to those games. They also kind of touch on, I wouldn't say real world stuff, but they definitely touch on like serious subject matter where a lot of times I guess it's unfair to say like the Final Fantasy games don't, but like they deal with like serious, like dark things that happen in society, more so than other JRPG stuff does, in like a real world context. And then they kind of go to like the fantasy world, the quote metaverse nonsense that they kind of push that out to the obscene aspects of it. So if a guy is like done some nefarious shit, like maybe he is this will sound obscene, but it's because that if he's a serial rapist, then his character in the metaverse is a guy that is like real fucking sleazy, like maybe has a giant tongue, or just like other features of that you would expect, like a fantastical version of that to look like. Right. And then you beat the shit out of him. Like that's a fun aspect of it. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's no like. Don't go into it thinking like, okay, I'm gonna play this over a weekend. Like,
no,
hundreds of hours.
Yeah, they're very long games. Right. This game itself is only 40, and that's short for a Persona game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first I played Persona 5, it took me, I mean, albeit I was talking to chat and bullshitting and trying to get everything, blah, blah, blah. Took me over 200 hours, but a better judge would be when I played Persona 4, which was a game previous, obviously. It was, I think, 150.
Wow.
So, like, these games are a commitment for sure. Not this one, but the core Persona games are a commitment for sure.
Yeah. This is more, like, this isn't a mainline Persona game. It's not like it's not a Final Fantasy X. It's not a Persona 5. It's a Persona 5 : Strikers. And so it's kind of like an add-on type deal, but it is a fully fleshed out in its own thing game. But like Zeke said, Persona 5, the base game is 120 hours plus. So it's definitely not something you can just jump into for a weekend. That's a great thing to mention.
You gotta commit.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I'm enjoying this game a lot. I will definitely be completing it. Maybe not by next week, but in due time. And it's Cohh and Zeke, you should give the song a listen. It's great. It's really good. It's fucking fantastic. It's a great way to
I don't want to listen to it before I play the game because I want to hear it in conjunction with what's going on.
Yeah,
you know?
they throw it at you.
I want to hear it pump in and be like,
you load in the game and it's the first thing that happens once you start the game. So
yeah,
you won't miss it.
I'm the same way as Zeke. I want to hear it in the game. Like that's very cool. It's one of my favorite songs from the first one. So
it is.
Sips, I'll tell you this. Watch like what 100% or not the straw that broke the camel's back. They're like, okay, I'm thinking about playing Persona 5. They're like, okay, watch the opening intro sequence of Persona 5. If you don't like this kind of like style or sound or something like that, maybe it's not. And I watched it and I was like, this is fucking amazing. Like, still my favorite Persona song is Get Up, Get Out There.
Yeah, here's another question. Sips, do you like anime?
I mean, I kind of default to no, but I've never watched it. Like, I don't know where to even start with it. Like, I vaguely know what it is.
Don't let your chat hear this.
I realize that it's popular and stuff, but like, I think the only I watched Spirited Away when it was in theaters, and I think that's kind of like the only anime I've ever watched. Like, I couldn't tell you like any like long running series or anything like that. Like, I've never read any like comics or anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's just. I think the closest I've gotten to any of that would have been like the classic Final Fantasy games, and then Spirited Away.
Sure.
Just like, that's it. That's all they got.
Just to pour gas on and ignite every single. Hey, chat, which would you recommend to get started with? What anime would you think?
Make sure to tweet at @sips_. What the best anime to start with?
Just suggest a way.
And why is it Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, I see. I've heard of Cowboy Bebop. I've never watched it though.
Yeah,
Sips, I'm with you, man.
What's another one? Death Note. I've heard of that one.
Death Note.
Somebody tried to explain Death Note to me.
Yeah,
but I like very, very basic knowledge on that that culture, that scene sort of thing, you know.
I know
Dude,
enough.
I'm
yeah. Go ahead.
full
Go
with
ahead.
you, Sips. I have dipped my toe into the anime ocean, but I've never dove in. But the Persona games kind of transcend that with their quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I never felt like I was a fish out
So
of
you don't-
water anime wise.
Right. Okay. So you don't need to be an anime enthusiast to appreciate those
Absolutely
games.
not.
No,
I am not
not
an
at all.
anime enthusiast. I don't think any of us are. Maybe Co probably watches the most anime out of all of us, I would say. And that's still not
Right.
very much, I don't think. Unless Co has a deep, dark secret that he keeps from us. But
No, not really. I'm mostly into like the more like adult oriented anime that's not always hentai. So it you know
It's art.
that
Right.
significantly reduces the amount of available for me. I'm
Yeah.
like Trigun, Cowboy Bebop, Ghost in the Shell, Psycho Pass, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Castlevania.
Right.
Yeah.
Castlevania.
that's
Aki.
what it
Oh,
is.
Sips, do you do D&D at all?
Or Go Proxy.
No, not seriously. No. Like
Okay.
I've done it. I have done it like kind of like content D&D, which was like very loose, like not, you know,
Sure.
lots of breaking rules and stuff like that. But I've never played it seriously before. I'd like to try.
I'm wondering because one of my I don't know, gateways into anime was Record of Lodoss War, which was like it's basically it's anime D&D. And it's really
Right.
faithful and it's really really well done. And because
Okay.
I was like, and back then it was called Japanimation, by the way. Like that's what I like.
I
old the fuck
remember
I
it being
am.
called Japanimation. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. But it was like my gateway into Japanimation was like, here's this thing. I was like, I don't know, man. It looks like Sailor Moon. And they're like, it's not. And I watched it. I was like, what? This is fucking amazing.
Okay.
To really
Nice.
date ourselves, what did they, when you would go to Blockbuster or a Blockbuster
Uh-huh.
equivalent, what was all the anime put under? Was it put under animation? Was that like the
Adult foreign animation.
Is that what it said?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, something like that. I used to work at Blockbuster, by the way.
Really?
Oh yeah, I worked at one in the UK and I worked at one in Canada.
Dang.
I used to get 7 free rentals a week, baby.
Holy shit. Okay.
Good.
That's pretty good.
Pretty nice. It's
Pretty good.
Nice.
Damn, dog.
Pretty sweet job. Yeah.
Could you rent like the giant bazooka for the SNES?
No,
Oh, the
I
Super
never
Scope.
did actually.
Yeah, Super Scope.
I
There was that
did
robot.
rent. I rented a Dreamcast one time,
Ooh.
and that was interesting.
Did you not
was
have to
very
put a down
loud.
payment on it?
no, because both Blockbusters I worked at were just so corrupt. Like the managers, you used to open the safe at the end of the day to put the cash away, and I'm not even joking. There were pieces of paper that say I owe you $500. Like they were just taking money from the safes. It was insane. It was just
No wonder it went under.
Yeah, no wonder the Blockbuster died.
international locations. They were both like that. I couldn't believe it. It was just insane.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Fun job though, man. We just watched movies all the time and played games all
Yeah.
the time. It was really good.
You get
Yeah.
7 free rents.
So how are you? 15-year-old kid comes in, tries to rent like an R or an NC-17 movie. Do you
Yeah.
just let it go, or do you?
Yeah, most of the time, unless
Okay.
unless somebody was like, if there was like, if you had like a site visit from like a regional manager or whatever, then it was like, okay, all the bureau, all the checks, everything. Otherwise, whatever. Like it does. Like you're just trying to get
Okay.
people out of there so you get back to watching movies. Like so it's whatever.
Makes sense.
Want to rent something?
Remember, there was
Quick, come on,
just
get out of
one
here.
Blockbuster in my hometown where this fucking dick worked. He'd be like, "Is he working today? God damn it, we can't go get like the USA Up All Night like Russ Meyer booby movie like that you wanted to get that
Yeah,
day
yeah.
because that asshole was working and he'd card you."
Man, we used to have a video rental store in Canada, like around where I grew up, called Jumbo Video, and it used to have like an adult back room, like separate to the store.
Oh, like curtains and
And-
everything?
Yep.
Yeah, and you could go back and like, so you'd be just like, perusing, like, I'd be looking at the video games, I'd look over and like some dude would be sneaking into the back room to like rent. I don't know what they would be renting. Like
Well-
I'm pretty sure it wasn't hardcore. It was probably just like, like I don't know, but it was.
They do that thing where they like pull the curtain over and then look back and see if anyone sneak in.
Yeah.
Well, they still have to carry out the rental, right? Like, or does the renting happen?
They all had like covers on them. They had like
you couldn't see.
covered.
Yeah.
We had one of those too.
Yeah.
Never went in there.
Good times.
Never.
Times.
I guess I was too young to ever go into one of those.
No, I never went in the back either, but I saw people going in. Like we used to, it was like you'd be there with your friend, or like say your friend was like sleeping over at your house, and my mom would take us to the video store to rent a game or whatever, and we'd spend 10 minutes pretending to look at games, but we'd be laughing at everybody sneaking into the back room, sort of thing. Like it was just, I don't know, just one of those things you did as a kid, I guess.
I guess so. Yeah, up there in Canada. I mean, in the U.S. we didn't do such a thing. Canada's crazy.
There's not much to do up in Canada, so find fun wherever it was.
Canada and North Carolina, apparently, were the only two places that you did that. So, yeah. All right, that's it for the show. We still have a shit ton of games that we didn't talk about, so we'll carry that on till next week. Sips, thanks so much for joining us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to continue to talk to you. I think we've been Discording and just chatting on streams for a while, but I was glad to get you onto a show.
Yeah, no, thank you very much.
We do shout outs here at the end. Would you like to go first, or would you like some examples to follow by?
I'd like some examples, please. I don't really,
okay.
I don't get it. So.
Fantastic. I thought I'd give you the choice. Zeke, why don't you start us off?
You bet. All right, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate y'all being here every week. Thank you to Coh and JP, but mostly thank you to Sips for joining us and talking about video games and turtles and spiders and stuff. My name is Ezekiel the Third. You can find me @ Ezekiel_I on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. After this, about an hour, give or take, hour-ish, hour and a half, something like that, I will be jumping for my first time into Valheim, and I'm going to be tutorialized by my wife and girlfriend, Classy Katie. We will be both broadcasting on each of our streams, but she will be telling me what the deal is and how to do it. So if you want to come chill and hang out, I guess it's my first time playing, so I have no idea what I'm doing. But if you want to check me out tomorrow, I will be starting the day tomorrow with a cool sponsored broadcast of Ghosts and Goblins. New
nice.
Ghosts and Goblin game.
Wow.
Be playing that at the beginning of the stream tomorrow. And then after that, after the sponsored portion of the stream is done, I will be finishing, or at least attempting to finish, Buddy Simulator 1984, because that game was mysterious and I want to unravel it. So that's what's coming up. And yes, in case you're wondering, I am in talks with Bike Man about Persona 3 and getting that going. So that's all I got. Thank you for watching.
There you go. Coh, do some shout outs.
Sure. As always, a big thanks to JP and Zeke, and a special shout out to Sips. That was a lot of fun today. Thank you very much for being here. My name is Coh. Hi, I'm currently playing Graveyard Keeper in the mornings. After that, we're going to be checking out Outriders this weekend, maybe with JP and some other friends as well. Also in the evenings, we are playing at Cozy My Time at Porsche. We also just started Curse of the Dead Gods yesterday, which has been really cool. So maybe that on the channel at some point, and a lot of other fun stuff as we move into next week with the full release of Breath's Edge, maybe some Persona 5, and just so many things to play. But anyway, hope you stop by the channel. You know where to find me. And if not, I will see you next week here. Same bat time, same bat place on Drop Frames.
Cool.
Did you say Breath Edge?
Breath Edge. The 1.0 release of Breath Edge is the
Oh, it's out. That's right.
Oh, dude. Awesome. Cool. Okay. Oh, that's tomorrow.
Strongly recommend that game. It is
Did
so
you play,
good.
Did you play
Not
like,
a
the early access stuff?
Oh, yeah. I
did.
played all of it.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
fantastic.
Right.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's fun. It's very funny too. I remember actually out loud laughing quite often. During
Even as
that
base
game.
building now.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, I gotta play that.
There you go. Breath Edge. All right, Sips, are you ready for your shout outs?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you very much.
Do your shout outs.
First of all, thank you very much for having me on the show. I enjoyed myself. It was nice to hang out with you guys. And my name is Sips, and I stream every day, but UK time. So like 9 to 5 UK time, which is like London, GMT, BST in the summer. I play all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I know. It's lots of codes and stuff. I play. I'm currently playing a lot of Minecraft on a server that we call Dadcraft with a bunch of internet dads. All three of you guys are welcome to join anytime if you want to. If that's the sort of thing you guys are into, it would be nice to have you. It's been really fun. It's like dads with model train sets in their garage, pretty much. You know, just tinkering away on stuff or whatever. So. Anyway, invitations there, but it's been fun. We've been playing Valheim. I play Tarkov occasionally with people by myself. Whatever. It's pretty easy going. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed that. Thanks.
Awesome stuff. Yeah, thanks again for coming on the show. You're welcome back anytime. You want to just butt in? Just let us know. Send me a DM or something like that.
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll do it for Drop Frames. We'll be back next week for another show. I guess we'll be talking about that Sony State of Play stuff and then all the games that they just talked about in terms of what they're going to be playing. So that's that. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
1 p.m. 1 p.m. Eastern. For some reason, I thought we started at 6. Anyways, it's the drugs talking, folks. We'll see you next week. We're out of here.
No different from every week.
Yeah, no, they always talk for me. We'll see you. We're out. Have a good one. Bye-bye.